Hey guys, it's San and welcome back to the BulbaSquad. So today, I was gonna make a normal video, but I decided I'm gonna just give you guys another little news update on the channel. So, I think it was a week ago now. I really just have terrible memory. I made the Flesh and Blood video, and in it I said Flesh and Blood would really not be overtaking anything in the channel. However, since then, I saw the reception of it. The reception was overwhelmingly positive, with yes, the expected. Some people who don't have faith in the game, which it's understandable. I completely understand why some people have no faith in it, and their points are all valid. Honestly, they have valid points. There is high risk in it, but I saw a lot of people who were just genuinely happy to see that video. People who were just kind of found in the recommendations. And it occurred to me that the Flesh and Blood community right now is still very much like it's a fetus. It's not even there yet. There is no place for them, for the Flesh and Blood community to really congregate. The main place is Alpha Investments and possibly even Channel Fireball, but they're not real like communities. There's a lot of anger and hatred towards it. And at the end of the day, this channel is a honestly, even though it's called the BulbaSquad, which Sarah named it that because she really likes Bulbasaur and thought squad because it's two of us and plus the subscribers. At the end of the day, we're really a investment channel in collectibles. Well, I'm not. This isn't to say that I'm gonna suddenly go 50-50. I'm thinking more like what is it? What's a 1 in 6 ratio? Something in the vicinity of like a 85% split, something like that. Maybe once every 2 weeks, dropping a Flesh and Blood video. At most, once a week is the most I could possibly see myself doing it. Even then, I won't feel entirely comfortable with that because it's so small. It's not a whole lot of news on it. But I think the Flesh and Blood community deserves their own chance to have somewhere to congregate, somewhere to kind of hang out. And I want this community to be essentially we're all here for collectibles, either collecting them, maybe playing it, because realistically I don't talk about playing, and investing in it. But I'm going to keep focusing on Pokemon. That's not, I just wanted to clarify that for you guys and explain why I'm doing this. Because, again, I believe Flesh and Blood deserves, that community deserves to have somewhere to hang out. And they really seem like just everywhere they go. And I can attest to this because I've been hanging around Discord, YouTube, all that. You talk about Flesh and Blood in certain groups, like here we have very respectful ones, like VL Vincent. That's another one I saw. He had very respectable opinions, and I liked having my discussion with him. That's how I like to talk about it. Disagree with me, just don't be rude about it, and that he's a perfect example. But in many corners of the internet, they tell you Flesh and Blood is in a bubble. Flesh and blood is all investors. Flesh and Blood is garbage. Like they just bring you down and they treat it awfully. And anyone who's part of it, they just call you an idiot. And so I want to try and nurture a little bit of a community with that because I really like the game. Okay, so sorry that I'm changing up a little bit of what I said originally. I really did mean it. I wasn't gonna make Flesh and Blood even a monthly thing, but just the overwhelming positive reception I saw and what I got out of it made me change my mind. And so thank you guys for supporting the channel. Like I did not come in here to try. I didn't. I didn't think this many people would actually watch. I never thought we would get to this extent. I really just wanted to teach people how to not lose as much money in the collectible market. So, thank you guys again. But for those of you who have made it this far, let's have a little conversation. There's different topics I have in mind always, but I don't talk about them in a video because it usually doesn't have enough depth or tie in well enough to any other big topics that I don't talk about it. So first, where do I think Pokemon is drawing the line for their reprints right now? That's a really big conversation, point I've been seeing a lot of people go through. Everyone keeps trying to figure out where's Pokemon going to reprint, what's going to be reprinted, what's next in line. Right now, Pokemon is such a mess, I don't even think you could properly pinpoint it. Probably the safest bet for reprinting for like onwards would be the Sword and Shield era. Sun and Moon, let's say theoretically they reprint any of that. Is it going to matter? Come on. We all remember Unbroken Bonds. They reprinted that. I think it dropped down to, I think 140 was the absolute lowest, and that was still like trying to find deals here and there. It went right back up after a few months. After not even a few months, a few weeks. Unified Minds, exact same thing. If they reprint anything, what's it going to matter? Just give it a few weeks, it'll go right back up because the supply just isn't there to stem that demand. And one of the other things I've been seeing a lot of is people are thirsty to just invest in anything. I've been exploring the our Poke Invest Discord. I want to go to where the Timmies are, because remember, the whole goal of this channel is take the Timmies and get them out of that. Like, at least promote them to a Captain Timmy so they have the concept down, but the execution isn't quite there yet. And it honestly baffles my mind seeing what I'm looking at. Like, people keep talking about investing in literally everything Pokemon, and it's kind of worrisome to me. Alright? Yeah, the supply isn't going to really be there in the long run, but it's worrisome to me because if people park their monies in, I saw someone talking about the spring 2020 collector's tins being undervalued, which they kind of are for the pack collection. Like, there's one evolutions in it, and those tins are on sale in some areas of the country if you can even get them. It's a pack of evolutions. I think Guardians Rising. It may have one Burning Shadows. Don't quote me on this because the only one I'm certain of is Guardians Rising and Evolutions. And then everyone else talking about elite trainers, they want to invest in them, and just all these, just everything becoming an investment avenue. And it concerns me, not because they're not going to appreciate, but because there's going to be a lot of people who get caught up in the short-term market noise. A lot of people who, when it happens, I don't know if it's going to be Battle Styles, if it's going to be Chilling Grain, or the Eevee Heroes set that comes out in English eventually. Sooner or later, the party's going to stop and the ball's going to drop. And people who are holding these elite trainer boxes, these booster boxes at even MSRP, may end up getting burnt. Because, again, whenever you have a really big boom in a market, when the party stops, wherever that ball is, it drops hard and fast. And it's a race to the bottom. And there's a lot of inexperienced people in this game right now. A lot of people who just aren't thinking beyond where their hand can reach. And if these elite trainer boxes, let's say theoretically Battle Styles, not saying it's going to happen, suddenly plummets and like the booster boxes pull a Roaring Skies on us and they go down to like the $80 wholesale price, maybe even break through that to the distributor pricings. There's going to be a lot of people who just panic and sell off the products. And they're going to be making massive losses. I mean, for evil investors like us, it's fantastic because we get to make very, very lucrative purchases that should absolutely not be possible. But even though I'm here to profiteer, obviously, I take no pleasure in seeing people lose money. And this is just something I wanted to just kind of talk about, alright? It's late at night, man. I just want to talk with you guys, just heart to heart. And it's a genuine concern of mine. And I'm really hoping people can catch on sooner rather than later and really manage their risk. Something I've also been seeing on the Poke Investing Discord and the Reddit is people are leveraging credit cards in order to invest in Pokemon. Or they're investing in Pokemon while they have debt in other areas like credit card debt. And I don't understand it. I don't. People are trying to purchase products with their credit cards, hoping it appreciates enough that they can pay it all back before they gotta pay the bill. Because some people have that magic, that 6 to 12 month interest free period. So some people are just trying to take advantage of that. And that's also a big concern of mine. I'm tempted to do a whiteboard video on it. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys want to see a whiteboard video on that, I can. It's just no matter how many times I ran the scenario in my head, it's all pessimistic. The numbers don't add up well. It's very negative, and I always like to try and have the counterpoint on the board. Like, what's the positive scenario? But whenever I was running the credit cards like that, there was no positive. It was too risky. Because buying a product, you need a minimum. Because we're talking about the average Joe who's got to sell on eBay, shipping fees, all that, doesn't know all the magic stuff, all the ways to bypass eBay. Your product has to appreciate roughly 15% in order for you to break even. That's not even including the shipping, which when the shipping gets involved, your product technically has to appreciate just a little bit more to accommodate for the extra fee that's going to come out of that shipping. And in a market that's been going for as long as it has been, because we're now we're starting to get to like a year and a quarter of this bull market just being insane. We don't know when it's going to end. And if it ends and you're stuck with that credit card debt, ultimately in the world of collectibles, the time whenever you can make the most money is whenever you don't need to sell. When you can just throw something up on eBay like I did with Evolutions for like $1,000, even though it was like 600, and it just sells eventually. That's optimal. But these people who are leveraging credit cards, who are just living in the moment, they're just YOLOing it. And as Rudy says, what was it? Damn, I completely forgot the saying. It's like, forget it. I completely forgot what the saying is. Sorry about that. But yeah, when it ends, they're going to be stuck with that, and they're going to have to sell at a loss. Again, fantastic opportunity for us. But I wanted to have the conversation here because just in case if anyone here is doing it, just in case any random Timmy happens to come across this video and get this far in, even though I know the numbers always say almost no one watches back here. Honestly, if anyone's watching back here, I don't know, just comment something like Fab is going to 0. Just something stupid. Yeah. So thanks you guys for all the support, for sitting through this conversation. Honestly, it's really nice having some people to talk to finally, because it's really hard to find people in the community who really genuinely think things through, who really are open to discussions like this and disagreements, not arguments. You guys are a fantastic audience, honestly. I dare say this is the best community on YouTube. On this side, just so many others are so toxic, so negative, but this one is so civil, and I absolutely love that. So sorry for droning on, guys. Thanks again for all your support, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.